Hello, my desmadre souls. So, I've been trying to decide what to talk to you about today of the desmadre of the week. And honestly, there's been so many desmadres lately in my life, but in a good way. I feel like just lately I've been realizing the importance of being yourself, and it's hard, I guess, when you're in a relationship because it's about partnership and it's about compromising and I guess give and take. But I don't know if it's just me, but I just realized that I don't know, like I feel like a lot of women just give a lot because we not only give our love, but I mean a lot of us that are moms, like we give our bodies, we give our mental health, we give or emotions, like our emotions are like all over the place too, or hormonal changes and all that stuff. I feel like it's just a lot for a woman to be in a relationship, and maybe this is just my perspective, but I do feel like we sacrifice a lot, and I don't know, I think this is when it's I understand it's because I'm healing. So my perspective could be different than the someone else's. Well, either way, perspectives are different depending who you are and your beliefs and foundations and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I feel like being in a relationship, it's always going to be hard in a way because it's give and take, and when one person is taking more than it's giving, it's when it gets unbalanced, and then it becomes an issue. And I honestly don't know if there is really like a balanced relationship. I think as humans we're always gonna be unbalanced. We're always gonna be not perfect, and um it's just, I feel like just being human, it's just a lot of work. And I just realized how much more work it is when you are in a relationship, because in a way um we give up part of who we are to fit in to our partner's life. And I understand a lot of people say always like the saying of, well, don't let yourself go, you don't supposed to love you. But at the end of the day, it's like if you love someone, you do give up part of you. And I know this is kind of like this topic is not for everybody, but if you're listening, cool. But I talk about monogamy and polyamory and open relationships and things like that before in my social media. And this is where I feel like I am really, really against monogamy now. I was a little against it before, but definitely now I'm like, no, that's just not right, because I know there is so much history and so much like studies and stuff like that that you can, research and all that. And it's actually very common, people who are not just monogamy, like I guess they have more like an open relationship. And I told this to my friends before, like, I feel like everybody cheats. And as I am going through this process of healing and getting cheated on and left and all this stuff, I feel like I realized that how many people have opened up to me and tell me, yeah, they cheat on me, or like it's super common. Like, and the crazy thing is, like, it's because it's just crazy to me how many people are in this planet, and it's just not logical that we're only supposed to be with one person, like the entire experience, or entire human experience. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. And clearly, obviously, it doesn't make sense to humans. That just we just I wonder if we just pretend. I don't know, but I mean, mostly men do that. Like they just, I feel like us women, we kind of like stop ourselves a little bit more because we think about our babies. We think about, oh, we're more emotional connected versus men. They're just like, like they're more, um, I guess, like sexual. Um, and then, but at the same time, I mean, I feel like why can it just be like open relationship to older relationships and that way there won't be no cheating. I mean, don't get me wrong, that there could be cheating too, right? If there's not communication. And but I just feel like this whole mess I'm in right now, I'm just, the more I look into it, the more it makes sense. The more it makes sense that, it shouldn't be just I'm with this person and just be with that person for the rest of my life, and I can never ever ever kiss anybody else or go hang out with anybody else. And sometimes people are so toxic because I don't feel like this is just love. This is toxicity, because love is freedom. Love is allowing your person to be happy and open and all this stuff. And I feel like when there's a lot of jealousy, when there is a lot of control, that's what, it's not love. I think that's toxicity. But somehow we turn that into like, that's love. That's how it's supposed to be. But I think it's so toxic to the point of like, you cannot have friends like girl, the opposite sex friends, and I cannot hang out with opposite sex people. And I feel like that's so toxic because there is so many people and so many humans out there, and everybody thinks differently. And I just, the more I explore this, um I guess this subject, the more I agree with it. It just makes sense. It just makes sense that we are here to experience different things. And why, if we are here to experience different experiences, why do we allow society to let us be stuck with just one partner? um And like I said, this is not a subject for everybody, so I get it if you don't want to continue listening. But I don't know. I've been in relationships like that before. I've been in situations like that before, and I do feel like it just makes sense. Because why to be with one person and then later on find out that your husband or your boyfriend cheat on you, or was looking at this person, or was texting with this other person? And sometimes it's not about sex, right? 'Cause it's about like communication, emotional validation, different interests that your spouse has, or I don't know, just different things. And it's just, I think it's part of being curious, part of experience different new things. And um I I'm just talking. I don't, I don't know what's going to be the intake on this, but I feel like that's what I'm exploring right now. I'm just deciding that I can never be in a monogamy relationship because it just seems like it's too toxic and too, I don't know, like depraving almost. Like it just doesn't allow you to really fully be experiencing your human experience like we're supposed to. Because it's so much fun to just getting to know other people and just like talking to other people. And I mean, I know a few people that are like in that type of lifestyle and they're married, or their boyfriend, girlfriend. And I mean, if you realize like you get so excited your first months or years that you're with your partner, and then after that it just kind of starts dying a little bit because you already know almost everything about your partner. Like it becomes so like like a routine that it just becomes like boring. And what I see with this couple compared to monogamy, the couples that are in polyamory or more like an open relationship, is that it constantly continues being exciting because they get to know other people, and then it's like a little spiciness to their marriage or to their relationship because it's something exciting, something new. They get to like go hang out with other people. They get to talk about it. It just it's just like a different type of level of love, I believe, because when you love someone, I feel like you're gonna want to see them happy, and it's not about being possessive or controlling or toxic. It's about I what can I do to allow you to be happy? And I think being in that kind of mindset is like another level, right? And obviously there's always gonna be jealousy, and there's always gonna be just some type of um yeah, insecurity maybe, they always he gonna leave me or she gonna leave me but at the end of the day, those are normal human emotions. But I think it's so important when we allow those who we love to choose what it's gonna be, what's gonna make them happy as well. Um, and if you ask me, in my marriage, when I was with this El Cacas, I call him El Cacas now. um, my I remember him having some issues, and um I was trying to fix it, like, okay, but it's I was not trying to fix it. Well, I was trying to fix it for us, but I was also worried about him, and obviously he was lying about having PTSD and things like that he told me, or having this blah blah blah, but he wasn't doing anything to fix it, like I mentioned before in other episodes. But at the same time, um, people people come and ask me when I talk about this kind of subjects. They're like, "Well, will you do that to your husband?" I'm like, "I did. I actually did. I mentioned this since I met him because I was in kind of like in a relationship like that, a polyamory relationship. And when I met him, I told him that, and I was very open from the beginning. And that being said, um, when he started having issues, um, I said, what can we, how can we fix this? Like, do you need to see a therapist? Um, do you want to hang out with other girl? Do you want to go and explore with another couple? Like, what are things that can we do to fix whatever is happening? Um, and and it was just he said no, that's not the issue and stuff. But then later on, he went and cheated, which that's really upsetting when you meet people like that are very selfish, where you even are allowing them to do whatever it takes for them to heal, or for them to be able to perform in that more intimate way, or when they're having issues in bed or something. Like, I feel like I was willing to go above and beyond to make him, because I wanted him to and it was not just about him fulfilling me, but it was about him. I wanted him to be at his best and to be happy. And I was willing to be like, go ahead, like if you want to go on a date and stuff. And even when I found out he cheated, I did ask. I was like, dude, like, why would you do that when I literally told you you could? Like, you could have done it the right way. Um, but it is sad because you are gonna, even if you choose that kind of lifestyle, you will find out that some people are very selfish like that. Um, but I don't know how to fix that. I mean, you just, it's just that's part of life, to figure it out who is a real one and who's a fake one. And that's actually another thing that I noticed about myself that is making me feel really good about me, is that I noticed that I am very, very honest. Like, I'm very honest from the beginning. Like, when you meet me, um, I am very honest. Like, what you see, it's what it is. Like, there is nothing hiding. Uh, this is it. And a lot of people tend to put like this, like, mask, and like keep. being so like private and stuff. And I mean, for each their own. But I noticed that I've been learning that about myself, like that I am actually very bothered by those people who are not very honest from the beginning, or who try to be like put this mask or be very private, like very suspiciously private. Because I'm like, when they're like, oh, you have an Instagram, or they have, yeah, go ahead, like, I don't have anything to hide. And I feel like sometimes people can be suspicious about that. And it's like, why are you hiding? Or like they say something, but then I notice their actions are different, or things like that. And now I'm very aware and I'm noticing about people. And I think that's, I don't know, feels like a thing that I unlock, like my human experience. That now I can see through people's bullshit a little bit more than before, because I was not aware of that. And I feel like that's why I always feel like I don't fit in sometimes. Well, now I don't care, but when I was younger, even when I was younger, I didn't really care. But I noticed I was always like the outsider, the crazy one, the one that it was, yeah, the crazy one, because I was constantly the odd one, the weird one. But it was because I was always going against, the norms, or dressing really. Whoever knows me in person, like they know how I dress, they know this and that. And um, I don't follow. I'm not sheep. I don't follow. I just like go whatever I decide to go. And that I know I started noticing that more, and makes me happy. Makes me happy that I've been always been very authentic, and I'm not hiding anything. Like how I present myself, that's how I am. And and I don't know why. I feel like it takes a lot more out of people when they try to pretend to be someone they're not. Like there's so much energy to pretend someone you are not. And I do not know why they do that. I don't know if the people are scared to be, people are scared to like what people's opinions, I guess. But at the end of the day, people's opinions don't really matter, because I mean, I feel like it's so much more badass when you are yourself, and when you just say what's in your heart. And I feel like doing that, the real people are gonna come to you, like the actual real people are, you are going to attract the real ones. The people who accept you and love you for who you are, versus if you pretend to be someone else. For how long are you going to pretend though? How long is your act going to last before somebody else is gonna figure it out who truly you are? And then they're not probably not gonna like you then, because they're like, well, this is not who you are. Or um I don't know. I feel like I've been learning a lot of stuff lately, and I'm just like, wow, this is like a really wild ride. And I was having a conversation with ChatGPT earlier, and I was like, why am I feeling like guilty sometimes, like lately, when I'm really not doing anything wrong? Like, why do I feel like guilty, like I'm doing something bad? And literally, ChatGPT was saying, it's not that you're doing anything bad, it's just that, like what I talk a lot about, the mind and the brain and the reality, right? Our mind tries to tell us that, oh, this is bad, this is weird, this is bad. But it's not really that it's weird or it's bad, it's just different, it's unfamiliar, because we are so used to living our life in a certain way that when we go out of the script, when we color outside the lines, our mind is like, whoa, 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 what's happening? Like, why are we doing this when we are always like waking up at 7 in the morning? Why are we randomly now waking up at 6 and then 8? And then we supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be screaming by now. You're supposed to be arguing by this time. You're supposed to be getting upset in traffic by this time. You're supposed to be constantly in a stressful, full on mode. And when you're not doing any of that stuff, your mind is trying to understand what's happening. And it's not that you are doing something wrong. Like in my case, it's not that I'm doing something wrong, it's just that I am doing something different. And I have to remind this to myself constantly, because Um, I know some of us like worry about that. Like, are we doing something? We always do that check where it's like, are we where we supposed to be? Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing? Are we working towards our goals? Are we going towards working towards our responsibilities? And at the end of the day, if all the answers are yes, or we're getting there, then you're not doing anything wrong. It's just simply that you are choosing to change. You are choosing to do things in a new way. You are choosing to do new things in your life, and you are choosing yourself. And that's what's happening to me, that for the longest time my nervous system got so adjusted and so addicted to that feeling of like scare and nervous and anxiety and panicky and stressed, and now I'm not. It's like, well, what is this? Why am I so calm out of the nowhere? Why am I enjoying life? Why am I more like relaxed? Why am I feeling like so chill, like I should be in chaos right now? Why am I not in chaos right now? And that has been so powerful to me to realize it's because I'm choosing myself, and literally I don't have anything to be panicking about anymore. Like, I'm living life. I'm choosing to go to the gym. I'm choosing to eat healthier. I'm choosing to spend more time in nature. I'm choosing to clean my house. I'm choosing to be more um, present, more enjoying life, more myself. And that's something I lost in the past relationship I was in. And I feel like now that it's different, now that things are changing for me, my mind is like, what the heck? Like, why are you not freaking out? And so I have to remind myself constantly about that. And um, I am just feeling really happy right now with how I'm handling things, because I lost so much. I lost a lot of weight, and it was fat because I gained muscle. Like, I'm doing my test and all this stuff that they do at the gym, and I can tell like my clothes fit so much better. I don't feel bloated anymore. I don't feel stressed out. I don't. My skin feels so much smoother. I feel like I'm glowing. Literally, everybody tells me you look so much better. My hair is growing. I'm eating so much healthier. I'm drinking enough water. And when I go out with my friends, I'm literally just dancing like, and I drink. But honestly, I'm drinking like one, two drinks, but I feel so I like because I'm not drinking because I feel so like in a higher vibration. I feel so alive, so happy, so present that it feels like I'm already high without any weed or without any alcohol. Like, I'm already feeling like that. I feel so happy, so relaxed. I think that's what I haven't experienced that in a long time. I remember feeling like that before I met my this El Cacas. I was feeling like that. I was feeling so high. I was feeling so happy. I was in a higher elevated vibration, and I think I'm getting there again to the point that I I think this is when your nervous system is finally at peace. When your mind, your brain, your body, your nervous system, everything is finally start stabilizing and realizing, oh wow, this is nice when you're not stressed. This is nice when you're not panicking. This is nice when you're not constantly in survival mode. Like, it's actually a good change. And I was even feeling bad to feel this good in such a short amount of time, but it has really helped me that I have no contact at all with El Cacas. Like, I completely just no contact. That has helped me a lot, um, because I feel like, I mentioned before, like, I felt like an addiction, like he was like a drug. And I can get better 100% if you're an alcoholic and the bottle's still right there in your kitchen. Like, you're constantly gonna see it and you're constantly gonna feel like that. And that's what I was feeling with him. Like, is he gonna text? Is he gonna call? I need to tell him this. And I'm like, no, you know what? I don't need to tell him that. It's like, I need a break. I need to be away from him. And that has helped me huge, like a lot. That has helped a lot. And sometimes I do feel like I want to be like, how could you do this? And then, you piece of shit. And then I was telling a friend, I'm like, instead of me doing that, sending him an angry message, I just been writing it down. I just haven't I open my notes in my phone and I just keep track of the messages that I'm going to send him, but I never do. I just keep them there because it's an outlet for me to get this anger or these emotions out without actually giving him access or power to me. So that's how I've been healing, and friends have been amazing. Like, I feel so awesome because my friends have been inviting me to go to places. I feel more available to people who I care. I feel like I have so much more time. My house is so much cleaner. Like, I've been decluttering. I've been doing so much more, and I feel so much more energetic than before. So this transition has been really good, even though it's very unfamiliar, and living in the unknown definitely is kind of scary. But I always say that at the end of every episode, right? Like, do something that scares you. And that's how you're going to make your mind grow, your brain expand your mind. And that's the only way. You cannot expand your mind if you continue doing the same thing over and over without trying anything outside of what you know. So, yes. So, do this. Do something that scares you today because definitely it's going to get you out of your comfort zone. And trust me, once you do it, you're going to even feel better about yourself. And yeah, so that's my message for today. Just stay messy, stay out there in the crazy and the chaos, but stay balanced. And remember that you need to do something that scares you. Okay, this is it. Thank you for listening to this message from my inner voice aloud.